Dear God, I got one question. I need to know, do revolutionaries go to heaven? And if so, may their legacies last forever and their seeds grow. Tell them that we love them so and never let them die slow. It's like we cursed to be born black. We was kings and queens, now look where we at. I know it won't be long before we take it back. I just hope I live long enough to see it happen, and that's a fact. Cause one thing when you pro-black, you might love your people, but they may not love you back. For more than 400 years, we've been under attack. We survived slavery and then they gave us crack. Do revolutionaries go to heaven? 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 I wanna know. Do revolutionaries go to heaven? I hope so. Do revolutionaries go to heaven? I wanna know. Do revolutionaries go to heaven? I hope.
Peace, King. How you feeling?
What's good, my G? I was wondering, I'm like, I see you, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't know if you go, let me get my fitted straight here. We about to be live in a minute here, you know? How you been, my G? It's been a minute.
All is well, all is well. I definitely appreciate you for coming on the platform. It's definitely an honor. For the viewers who
Ain't
may
nothing,
not know,
bro.
we definitely got a legend, a pioneer in the hip hop game,
Appreciate it.
especially in the 216 area.
Appreciate you,
Thank
man.
you everybody for tuning in. For the viewers who may not know, man, let them know what your name is and definitely where you from.
Get Drastic. Well, first rap name is Drastic. I just put 216 behind it because anybody looking to follow me, that's how you'll find me. I'm on all of these medias as Drastic 216 because that's where everything started, you know. So I go by the artist name of Drastic, hailing straight out of 216. If I'm not mistaken, you say you went to school in Warrensville for a minute too, right?
Yeah, I moved all around, but I lived in Warrensville for sure.
Yeah,
My
that's
brothers
where
went to
that's
Warrensville too.
that's where I'm from. I saw you post one time. Now, what was it, Eastwood or John Dewey? Elementary for you. What was it?
I went to both.
Okay. See, I went to
I went to
Westwood,
both.
man. You know what I'm saying? So I went to
Yeah.
Westwood. They shut it down now, you know, switched it, turned it into something else. But basically, that's where I hail from. I mean, you know, like I know it's still the 216. And that's kind of how I came up. Like how I came up to just make it quick. Like I love hip hop like anybody coming from that type of area, you know, that's an urban area. And we listening to hip hop mostly, hip hop and R&B. We listen to the radio, and that's what you're hearing. So, your favorite song? When I was coming up, man, I liked Another Bad Creation and Crisscross, dude. That's what put me on to hip hop for real. If we want to be real about it, because I didn't have like a mentor, like a older anybody. My sister was older than me, but she's like R&B, so we was kind of getting the same stuff at the same time. So we didn't have somebody like 10 years, 5 years older than us that was riding around bumping, you know, certain albums. So everything I heard at first is what I caught on the radio, or what I just called watching TV. So the Another Bad Creation, they look like me. You know, I couldn't wear my clothes like that. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
crisscross. You know, I'd have got in trouble trying to do that at school, but it was something I gravitated to. And the fact that that was like an actual battle, I didn't even understand at the time. Man, I'm already into the battle scene. You know what I'm saying? They got crisscross and Another Bad Creation going at it. Inside Out is wiggity, 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 whack. You know, so basically, after I learned, you know, some crisscross songs, I'm like, I started feeling myself. I never forget it was called Warm It Up, Chris. That was the name of the song. And I knew that song from beginning to end. And I remember going to the YMCA, I think it was for like summer camp. It was in Bedford. So, you know, we didn't have a Y in Warrensville at the time. Went to the one in Bedford and we went on this little field trip. And, you know, we got kids from every side of town going to this. And I'm just vibing to the Warm It Up, Chris on the radio and I'm rapping it. And the dude next to me is like, dude, how can you do this? How do you know the whole song from beginning to end? Is at that time I realized, like, dang, I guess I'm into this more than my peers, you know? And so by the time I turn like, well, let's take it one further. Let's move back a little bit. I'm moving too fast. So I got a project out on drastic.bandcamp.com. Everything we talk about today, you go there, that's where all my discography is, drastic.bandcamp.com. So I got a project on there called Back to the Essence. It basically tells the story of how I got into music. The first song on there features my mother, my father, and my sister. So they tell my story for me. All, you know, all of them are older than me, so they seen me from the beginning until I took it to wherever I took it to. So basically, it really started with poetry, man. If we want to be real about it, because even before I gravitated to hip hop hardcore, I would write poetry for these poetry contests we had. It was a Martin Luther King competition at the library near Randallwood, if you remember where that was. So like we would go to the competition every year. I would write a poem about Martin Luther King and what he meant to society and what he still means. And man, I might as well have been I'm trying to think. I want to name the right team. We'll shout the Cowboys out. I can't shout the Warriors out, man. I'm repping the land too much. But I was like back to back in there, dude. Like I almost started a dynasty. You know what I'm saying? So once I saw that I could do that, I could memorize stuff, deliver it out. I was already starting the core of what it would take to be an MC. So then by the time I got to be about 13, I got real into it heavy because somebody like me going to school, I was about my books, I was about playing basketball, having fun. I didn't take rap seriously. You know what I'm saying? I liked it, but nobody around me had a studio. So literally everything I first pulled, I was like learning it on my own. It was like I was deep diving. You know, when they say do your due diligence, that's what I was doing. So basically, around 13, I went to Circuit City and got a mic, like a $20 mic. You just hook it up into the tape deck. So my parents, they had the two tape decks and a CD player joint. You know, it was fire. Like I don't even know why my pops let me use it because it should have been for them only. I guess he had like got another CD
Right.
player or something. So I would literally run the beat off the tape deck, rap over that, and I started getting like, hold on, man, I'm making my own mixtapes. One day I'm gonna look and see if I can find them, and I'm gonna try to like transfer them over because that's stuff from when I was like 13, dude. So once I got into that, I had
Wow.
a few peers, and some of my peers start like kind of playing around with it. But we didn't know nothing, dude. We didn't know about counting bars. We didn't know none of that.